What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. 350th episode. 350 consecutive weeks of me sharing through the mail successes with you, the YouTube audience. It's been a long time, guys, and this time I'm going to surprise you guys because that's what I'm all about on this channel. I'm going to talk to you not about a sport return, but I'm going to talk to you about a 1950s, early 1960s doo-wop singer's return through the mail. And I know some of you that may have just stumbled across my channel for the first time, you're like, why are you talking about some 1950s singer? I don't know. I'm just random like that. So I happen to have some American Bandstand cards in my collection. I looked up this gentleman's address, saw that he was a pretty decent signer, so I stuck him in the mail just to see if he'd sign them. So I am talking about former teen heartthrob from the 1950s and early 1960s, Fabian, on 1 and 2 American Bandstand cards, and Mr. Fabian was more than happy to sign those two for me. And Fabian is actually his first name. His full name is actually Fabian Anthony Forte, so he just goes by the stage name Fabian. And Fabian signed both of those American Bandstand cards for me, but as an added bonus, I had these two index cards simply sitting in the envelope protecting these two American Bandstand cards, and both of those came back signed as well. So Mr. Forte signed both of those cards for me, as well as the two index cards. So a 4 of 2 success from a legendary singer from the 1950s and early 60s that came onto the scene at just 17 years old, and he's still performing, I think, here or there, even to this day in 2024. So let me tell you about Fabian and his career in the music industry. Fabian Forte was born outside in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born to an Italian-American family. He was discovered very early on, when he was just 17 years old, by the owners of Chancellor Records. He also was noticed by Frankie Avalon, and he just happened to have the right boyish looks for the time, and that was the kind of music that was important. Fabian was always kind of like, hey, Ricky Nelson and Elvis were cool at the time. I was just cutting my hair and trying to imitate those guys, and he was discovered by Chancellor Records, and he all of a sudden burst on the scene while he was still in high school, the opportunity to perform. His first song was Shivers, and it wasn't, it was a local hit, but it really wasn't a big one that catapulted him to stardom. Well, he eventually got his chance to be on American Bandstand, and he sang a song, I'm in Love. So he appeared on American Bandstand, and he sang the I'm in Love song, which again was not a big deal, or anything. And then some other people asked him to perform the song called I'm a Man. Well, I'm a Man actually turned out to be one of his bigger hits, and this would be the first time at just 18, or this was 1958, so he was either 17 or 18, he would appear on the Billboard Top 100 at 31 with I'm a Man. That's next year in 1959, he would release more songs, Turn Me Loose, Tiger, Come On and Get Me, Got the Feeling, Hound Dog Man, and The Friendly World, and About This Thing Called Love, which would all land on the Billboard Top 100. Tiger would actually be number 3 on the Top 100 that year. Well, because of his boyish looks, the title song of the movie, Hound Dog Man, he actually got his opportunity to begin acting. So not only was Fabian a music performer, he was also billed as an actor. Well, Fabian would continue to have success, basically through 1960. He would have another top 100 Billboard hit, and he would release concurrent albums in 61 and 1963. And after those 61 and 63 releases did not chart on the Billboard, he did take a hiatus from music and focused more on, more or less, acting. And I'm gonna post below down here his IMDB page, and you guys can see all the acting credits that this guy had throughout his career, especially in the 1960s. His acting appearances in movies lasted all the way through the end of 1999. He last appeared in a movie called Mr. Rock and Roll, the Alan Freed Story, and that was in October of 1999. Well, he was also on television at the time, not counting his performances as a performer, but he appeared in so many different shows back in the 1960s, including Wagon Train, The 11th Hour, The Virginian, the FBI, the TV show The FBI in 1971, Laverne and Shirley, the Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Mysteries show. He was even on The Love Boat as an appearance. The Facts of Life. He was on the TV show Amen. He was even on the TV show 1994 Blossom, and he also appeared in 1998 in 1998 he was on the show Murphy Brown. And in that episode of Murphy Brown, Chubby Checker was actually on that episode as well. So kind of a neat, unique storyline of what Fabian has been involved in throughout his entire career. I mean, this guy, like I said, has been working since he was 17 years old in the mainstream, and I know a lot of people might be like, I don't even know who this guy is, but just think about this. At 17 years old, he was charting on the Billboard Top 100, and then by the time he was in his 20s, he was acting. I mean, talk about a very talented individual to be able to not only perform on stage, he also had a run where he performed in Las Vegas for a while, back in the 1970s. It seems like everybody in the 1960s and 70s performed in Vegas at one time or another, until that show basically went under. Then, like I said, he's just been living a pretty good life, in the Pittsburgh area, I guess, because that's where this is postmarked from. He's been living, where he grew up in his roots, in the Pittsburgh, Philadelphia area ever since. And if you know your history of American Bandstand, a lot of the actors that showed up on Dick Clark's American Bandstand and all that were Philadelphia native type groups. So Fabian, not to be grouped in with them, came from a long line of Philadelphia area performers. I'm so happy that Mr. Forte was able to take the time to sign these. Like I said, I had a couple of these American Bandstand set cards just laying around. I did my research on seeing who was still around, who was signing, and Mr. Forte was nice enough to sign those for me. So kind of wanted to do a unique episode on Through the Mail Thursdays for 350. If you guys like these type of episodes, let me know. I'll write a couple more celebrities and see what I can get through the mail, because there's a couple more people that are in this set that I think you'll enjoy. I also want to mention I did an episode or two of these way back when, a long time ago, and you can check those out down there, linked at the bottom or at the end of this video. So this isn't the first time I've showed off American Bandstand cards, but it's been a long time. We're talking 3-4 years since I've last done one of these videos. So let's put some more life into these. Tell me what your comments are. I know this video is a little bit short, but I wanted to profile Fabian and some of his music and acting talents. I'm going to post some of his videos down there as well, so definitely take a look at his singing talents, and I'll look forward to your comments below. And as always, happy collecting.